Hello everyone, how are you doing this morning? It is now about 7 in the morning, happy March 1st, Central Standard Time, and we're going to talk about Litecoin. It was requested and I see an opportunity coming up, and you guys know me. Every time I see an opportunity, I make a video about it, and I make sure that everybody knows what I know as well. So let's talk about Litecoin. If you guys love these videos, I don't even need to tell you guys what to do. You guys know that you're gonna upvote it on Steemit. like how I was so presumptuous there. I don't need to tell you guys that you need to upvote this on Steemit, but you will. Okay, and make sure you guys also like, subscribe, and share the material on YouTube and Steemit as well. And make sure you guys also, follow me on all 3 social media platforms. You're not gonna find my charts on Twitter because my Twitter, I tweet like 100 times a day. Literally, I do. And you're not going to find my charts on YouTube, of course, because they're videos. So to get the best of both worlds, you might have to follow me on different platforms just to make sure you guys are caught up. All right, let's go over this. Sorry for coughing there. I want to talk about triangles. Do you guys know a lot about triangles? They're some of my favorite patterns to play. So let's talk about different types of triangles, okay? We're going to draw them all out. We're going to draw this guy first, and let's see if you guys can label it out loud right now, okay? I know a lot of you guys know this, and this might be very simple to some of you guys, but to other people, they might not be as simple. So just say it out loud to yourselves if you guys know it. I know it sounds really lame, but that's how we learn as well, right? Okay, so you guys know what this one is? What about this one? Yeah? Okay, what about this one right here? This is one of my favorite patterns to play. These 2 that I'm about to draw here are literally like my favorite patterns to play. And when I spot them, I get very, very excited. Like Bitcoin, right? When we were at about 6,500 and we were slowly downtrending to 6K. Do you guys remember how excited I got about that? Because it made this pattern right here. Okay. This one here is for the people that don't know. I'm gonna write it out just to make sure that we are all on the same page. This one is an ascending triangle. Okay. This one here is a descending triangle. Right there. Okay. This one over here is called a symmetric triangle. Right here. This one is called many different names actually for this one. I'll draw this one over here. This one is called a rising wedge. This notation is important. Rising bearish. Okay, wedge, but also known as an leading diagonal. Okay, leading ending diagonal. Okay, that's a technical term from an Elliott wave perspective. And then we got this guy down here as well, which is actually called a falling bullish wedge, okay? Which is also known as a leading or an ending diagonal as well. Now, we're going to talk about the mechanics of each and every single one. This one right here is known as an ascending triangle because it's more of a bullish pattern. This one here is known as a descending triangle because it's more of a bearish pattern. Now, it doesn't always mean that it's going to break up. For example, this one right here, an ascending triangle. And this one doesn't always mean it's going to break down. It just means it has a very high probability of it breaking upwards and also a high probability of it breaking downwards. This one here is kind of hard to pinpoint. It's hard to pinpoint because notice how this one is sloped down and sloped up like that. It's very balanced. Supply meets demand, and the bulls and the bears are finding symmetry. And because they're finding symmetry, it's hard to predict which way it's actually going to break, right? So depending on the general direction of it to begin with, usually it can be a continuation pattern. For example, if it's going on an uptrend like that, and it consolidates like this, good chance that it's actually going to break upwards. But if it breaks downwards like that, and then it consolidates in here, good chance it'll be a continuation pattern to go down. Now this one is a really cool pattern to play that's usually found in the first or the fifth position and it varies where they're found in the structures as well. Excuse me there. So it can be called a leading or an ending diagonal. This one right here can be called a falling bullish wedge, right? Oh, I forgot to say that usually what this one does is when it gets to the top over here, it does something called a throw over. And the throw over is designed to basically screw over newer traders. Okay, I used to fall for it all the time. I kid you not. I'm like, whoa, it's going up right now. Look at this, it's so high to the skies. Look at this massive pointing little thing right here. And then they throw it over right here, okay, like that. So what the bulls will do is they will create these walls, okay? I'm gonna make it like a red wall right here. I'm gonna make it like a red wall to be very visible. So what the bulls, or sorry, what the bears will do is they'll put like a massive wall there in the order book to make it seem like there's an artificial demand, right? So if you see a lot of people stacking up in the order book, you might be thinking, wow, people are buying, people are buying. So what they do is they keep driving the price up, right? They keep driving the price up, and whoever sells to them, great, they're also in a long position, but you guys are also filling up their short positions as well of theirs. So then eventually gets to the point where they drive it all the way up, like outside of the triangle, okay? And then it gets, you know, it gets thrown over like this, okay? It gets thrown over like that, because what happens is that they try to drive up the prices to fill up their short positions, right? And then once they're happy with their short positions, whatever you guys dumped onto them, and I say you guys, I mean the more inexperienced traders, not you guys. You guys are all baby whales. You guys are all part of the pod, okay? And we all know how people part of the pods are. They are all very experienced traders, okay? Everybody outside of the pod, you guys are going to get thrown over. This red line pushes the price up, right? But because people are obviously going to sell onto them as well, what they do is after they've filled up their short positions, which could be, you know, somewhere up here, we'll call it the green line, right? Now their green line is filling up their short positions. Whoever dumped onto them, right? They're also in a long position. The green line represents a short position. What they do is whatever long position they have, boom, they end up tanking the market and just selling it, right? They just end up selling it. So now it creates a trap the other way, right? And then they'll keep driving down the price even lower while market executing. So you have to understand these little strategies that I'm always mentioning as well. They're not that easy to see or to spot. But once you get a lot more experience in the market, you tend to see these things quite often. And that's why it's called a throw over. And the complete opposite applies as well for the falling bullish wedge, right? Where they will drive down the prices to wash out the weak hands, okay? They will wash out the weak hands, and we'll call this a green line down over here. So they'll create a wall to make it seem like, oh my God, so many people are selling, so many people are selling. And they'll just keep driving the price lower, lower, and lower, and lower, and lower. And their green line is most likely where they're going to want to basically take your cheap coins. So you wash out the weak hands, get rid of all the panic sellers into a throw over, and then, you know, eventually it ends up, you guys end up dumping, or not you guys, but you know what I mean. People end up dumping to that green line, right? And then all of a sudden, right, what they'll do is clearly the people, what they'll do here actually instead, right? So listen to this concept, it's fairly advanced, okay? They will use a leverage the wall to drive down the price down in a in a margin account. So because they're in a margin account that's leveraged, whoever ends up buying, what they end up doing is they enter a short position, right? So they're driving the price really far down and entering into a short position, right? Now what they want is for you guys to dump your coins, to where the green line is, say, right? And then because they're in a short leverage position, for the people that margin trade, you guys know what I mean, you have to close your position by buying, right? Make sense? You close your short positions by buying. So now, before there was a trap where people are being forced to wash their weak hands, basically, so they can get your cheap coins. And because this red line represents a short position that they've entered, they can only close it by going to a long. Now that they've accumulated enough, what they do is they go bam, they close their short position, which makes them buy, right? They don't care about the small little loss. that they have here, because they've accumulated so much down there already that now they end up creating a trap to go the other way, right? And this is what drives the market up in a falling bullish wedge. So these are some more advanced concepts that I'm introducing right now, and I know it may not make sense to a lot of people right now, but get a few years under your belt, you know, get a few trades, get a few months as well. I don't mean that condescendingly, don't take that the wrong way, okay guys? You guys know I'm not like that at all, to make fun of you guys for not knowing about it, but I mean, like, when you trade long enough, you will see these kinds of you will see these kinds of things happen all the time, and it'll blow your mind how common they are, right? I just gotta get a drink of water. I'll be right back, guys. My throat's really sore still. So what we see clearly in here, now that after the supports have been established, is that this is definitely an A, B, C, D, E kind of pattern. I know we've gone through it already before, but usually at the E, it likes to break. If Bitcoin corrects heavily, it may drag down all of the altcoins with it, right? But what I'm finding so far is that Bitcoin and Litecoin kind of have a mind of its own. Litecoin doesn't really follow Bitcoin that much, guys. I mean, Bitcoin's in a very different type of phase right now from what I've seen. And I think that Litecoin has some massive opportunity. So let's say I took my Fibonacci extension tool. We take our Fibonacci tool, and then we just extend it upwards like that. We always have to remember that wave 3 is often the longest, and it is never the shortest. And because it is often the longest and never the shortest, we will automatically assume that wave 3 is going to be longer than wave 1, right? So because I'm a conservative trader, what I like to do is I like to target the 1-to-1 extension, at least that's slightly higher than it. And then on top of that, I will target a 161.8 extension for my third target, or sorry, for my second target. So you guys can easily see, and I know you guys know your Elliott waves. I see a lot of your charts, guys. I see a lot of your thoughts as well, and I know that you guys are starting to catch on to what I'm saying. And before, it might have been a lot of magic to you guys, where it was just like, whoa, this is just magical lines connecting dots. But I know a lot of you guys are getting really good, and you understand a lot of the things that I'm saying, right? So because you're understanding everything I'm saying, like, check out the targets, guys, right? Like, because we assume wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest, okay? Understood. We automatically take 1-to-1 extension. Now, a lot of people will take a different extension. This is just what I do, guys. This is what I do, what I've found very, very high success in doing, and I stick to what I do. Well, why change something if it's not broken, right? So you guys can easily see right here that, like, you can so easily see. This one here is 182-ish, 181. This one here is about right there. Okay. There we go. So right here. So this target could easily be around 330 to 335. I'm just going to write it out here. Like, these targets are coming up soon, guys. I mean, there's some massive swing positions coming up soon. I am getting excited. 328 to 340, we'll say. 328, 340, okay. And then this one here is roughly, we're just gonna go a minute, like say 420, right around there, okay? 420 to like 400 to 420 pretty much. Actually, I'm gonna write 414. 410, 405 to 414. Nah, let's go 400 to 414, because that was my original long-term prediction. Do you guys remember it? If you guys have been following me for a while now, you'll remember my long-term prediction for Litecoin, which is actually not that long away at all. Like, it's not really that long, guys. I mean, look at December, okay? Look at right here, guys. We went from like November 9th, you know, like in literally 39 days, we went 500-600% in Litecoin, okay? So it's not really that far away at all, guys. Like, look at this uptrend. Like, really. So it's not surprising in any way, guys, that we're just a monster sometimes when it comes to just shattering all-time highs. I mean, no one would have thought that Litecoin was going to go from $50 to like 300 something in a few days. So don't ever discount the impossible, okay? If you guys keep thinking about what's impossible, you're going to lose sight of a bullish market. I always assume long-term bullishness. You guys should too, really. If you're in crypto and you don't have a long-term bullish bias, yeah, it's not a really good good mentality, guys. You got to make sure you have a very bullish mentality always when it comes to any cryptocurrency. I'm talking about long-term, all right? I'm talking about long-term, not short-term. So I'll delete this as well because I can just draw this in sometime later for you guys. Not a problem at all. Okay, anyways, guys, we need to get a little bit serious because triangles are very serious, and the last thing we want to be is square, okay? Okay, let's square things up right now with these triangles, guys. So this one can break either direction. This one, as we know, it likes to throw over and then break down. Doesn't always do it, but it's a good chance. And then it breaks down. And this one breaks up. So now we're going to go to Litecoin, okay? We're finally going to get into Litecoin. And the reason why I brought all this up is because it's very important for you guys to understand this terminology before we get started. Now, based on Elliott wave, it's a very weird count, in my opinion. In my opinion, so the count goes something like that, with a very crappy fifth wave, okay? Super crappy fifth wave. But normally that can happen when this wave right here is actually very, very impulsively moving up already. Litecoin has been leading the pack by far, guys. I mean, we're talking from $108 to $246 in a few days. Like, whoa, Litecoin, calm down there. You think you had a little bit too much coffee, I think, okay? Somebody get Litecoin out of there. It didn't actually hit my target around 265 because, well, you know, wave 5 here was just way too crazy. Okay, now that we have this out of the way and we know that that's waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, check this out, guys. We're going to draw basically a resistance, or support rather, right around here, okay? Excuse me once again, sorry for coughing. I've been smoking a little bit too much cigarettes, I think, and when I say a lot, I'm talking like, I guess a pack every week and a half now, maybe 2 weeks, which is really not a lot. You know, there's some months where I don't even have a cigarette at all, but I guess on average I'll smoke about 2-3 packs a month. That's really little to normal standards, right? I've been smoking for about 10 years now, but to normal standards, it's really not a lot. And there's some months or weeks I'm like, just like, I don't feel like smoking. I don't ever think about smoking either. Like, I don't wake up in the morning and then I smoke. I don't go to bed and I'm like, oh, I gotta have a smoke. It's never really on my mind. The only reason I do it is because I want to step outside and just get some fresh air. And because I'm there, I'm like, okay, I'll light one up, sure. But I know what you guys are thinking. Bad habit combined with crypto trading all day. Don't worry, I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. So what we see here is very clearly that there's some sort of trend line that's established, right? Definitely. Let's try to see if we can get a better view of it right here. We see some sort of trend line support that's been established. And that's a great thing. Because it's already been established, what we can also see now is that this looks like it wants to make an A, B, C, D, E correction. Da, 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 da. So it's now going to make a triangle, right, guys? Would you agree with me on there? Yes, definitely you would. And now the mechanics of this is that this is making an A, that's making a B, that's making a C. I expect one more touch. And then I expect one more touch in here as well. And then we will most likely see some sort of breakout. I'm really banking on up. I can't help but think that this is going to break upwards, right? Unless Bitcoin decides to completely tank, you guys. Completely tank, then this will make some sort of extended corrections, right? So I just got to make sure that I am respectful to both the bears and the bulls always. So I will label one of these zones down here as my secondary support, or first, actually, yeah, my first support area. And this will be my second support area right down over here. Makes sense, right? This one's a little bit of a bigger region. So check that out. Just kind of like that. And of course, this is your swing low region down over there. So this is the support region. first, the support region is about 182 to 185, which I will write in here for you guys as well, 182 to 185. And this one here, I would consider it pretty much between 196 and 201. 196 to 201, right there. Okay, there you go, 196 to 201. But what I am going to hope is that it's going to break up, because it's a continuation pattern. Hi, Luna. Good morning, Luna. My dog came to say hi to me. Hello. Hello, little puppy. How are you? So I've been trying to be very thorough, and I hope that this all makes sense. You guys can find the charts as well, or just ask me questions, guys. And just drop me questions, right, on Twitter, and I'm very happy to answer a lot of things that might not make too much sense. But the things that I don't answer is, can you guys summarize it for me? No, I don't do the work for people, guys. I only support people that want to put in the hard work themselves. If there's something very specific that you guys have questions about that's not answered in this video, or you can't figure out, and they're genuine questions, right? Not from the point of, oh, I'm too lazy to learn, and can you just spoon feed me? No, I don't support those kind of people. Just reach out to me on Twitter, guys. You guys know how active I am on Twitter. I'm probably the most active Twitter crypto personality out there. Actually, not I probably am. I am. Put it that way. And you guys all know how active I am on Twitter. Nobody will beat me in the amount of tweets. We can have a tweet off any day, and I will kill them in terms of numbers. Not kill them like that, like in real life. Don't take that the wrong way. I meant like just beat them in terms of a tweet off, okay? So now you guys got my targets up there. And now we're going to talk about the symmetric triangle further. Okay, the symmetric triangle has some very major criterias to hit. And I think that a key number for us to break is actually $232, okay? Like that exact number right here, right around these regions, okay? I'm going to draw this teal, and I'll make it very thick. This right here, where B point is, and all of this area right here needs to be broken, 232 range, okay? That needs to be broken for us to consider it an uptrend, like a heavy one. There's no doubt in my mind that, you know, if we get to this symmetric triangle, there's a good chance, much better chance than it breaking down, put it that way, that we're going to end up breaking upwards, right? And I'll definitely want to add to my position. Next time I'll add to my position is not here, but when it gets to this position here. Now, you guys might be wondering, why would I not be adding to my position now here first? Is because I want to confirm a D bounce off of here. This way, it will give me confirmation of a possible A, B, C, D, E. If we get A, B, C, and D, then there's a very high chance that this E is going to hit here as well to finish a symmetric triangle that can actually break up. So I'll be looking to add to my position there. If it does break out, I'll be looking to add to my position more even on the breakout, right? And then if it breaks above 232, then I will be adding even more to my position there. Now, I don't want to go through a whole risk to reward setup and risk analysis because I'm a little bit tired in this video, but it's just to give you guys an example of how we can approach it. And I'll follow up later today or in the next few days with a good risk analysis. Are you guys enjoying those types of videos? Not a lot of people watch them, believe it or not. It gets the least amount of views. But if you guys are actually enjoying them, like let me know in the comments, like, or in Twitter, on YouTube, you know, if you guys are enjoying my risk analysis videos, which it takes a lot of effort to plan, right? Because I have to explain it in a way that everybody can understand. But of course, I don't want to make content if you guys are not watching it, right? I think some people are benefiting tremendously from it, but maybe the majority can benefit from more material rather than focusing on one. But yeah, I think it's something I wanna definitely touch up on a lot more, risk analysis and just risk management, because I do believe it's one of the most important skills to have, right? You gotta make sure you know how to manage your money. If you don't know how to manage your money, you're not gonna let your money grow, guys. Trust me. I faced this 2, 3, 4 years, like 3 years ago, guys. You have no idea. And we're talking about, like, my background is you know, from an academic background. Too much school, and I thought, hey, this stuff is going to be easy for me. Like, no, not at all, not at all. That until I learned risk management, it really changed my life, right, in terms of just being a lot more financially stable and and just making way more money, put it that way, okay? And I just eventually got to the point where I stopped caring about losing. I honestly don't even care at all that I lose, because I know from the past that like my track record for winning and for just doing good technical analysis, right? It just lets me win over time. So now I just do as much technical analysis as I possibly can. I literally take as many good risk to reward setups as I possibly can. And if I lose some of them, big whoop did he do. At the end of a week or a month or whatever, I just look at my, my Excel tracker, and I'm like, oh, yep, I'm up. Obviously, I'm up. I just have to win at least 50% of the time. Can you guys imagine me losing more than 50% of my trades? No, like, not to pat myself on the back or anything, but just imagine for a moment that I would lose 50% of my trades, okay? I would have to lose 50% of my trades to actually be losing money. So I'm not saying I'm good or anything, but like, don't take that the wrong way. I didn't mean to make it sound conceited, but I'm saying that like, if you know your risk management, if you know how to chart, you can definitely win more than 50% of the time, right? And if you win more than 50% of the time, and you just take good risk to reward setups all the time, and you focus on risk management, and you do your risk analysis, it's really hard to lose money over the course of a period of time, right? So that's, yeah, next video, I'm gonna make you guys a good risk analysis video for Litecoin. But for today, I just want to give you guys a brief update of where we stand. So we are definitely trending into this ABCDE pattern. When we get to E, I'll add some to my position. When we break out of it, I'll add even more. And if we break the 232 range, oh guys, I'm gonna be like putting in a lot. Like I shouldn't be saying that after the whole hack thing, but there's no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna be adding like, woo, a good amount, guys, because we'll be shooting for those numbers I specified earlier. Okay, other than that, guys, I wanted to keep this video short. 45 minutes short, right? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys upvote it on Steemit. I don't even need to ask you guys to upvote on Steemit because I know you guys are already going to. Did you guys just like what I did there? That was like so passive aggressive, right? It was so manipulative. I'm just joking. Go upvote it on Steemit, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share the material as well, and retweet it. Okay, guys, that's all you're gonna get from her. Sometimes she comes in, sometimes she comes out of the office over here, and that's I can never make her do whatever. She's the boss, as you guys know by now. Okay, Luna is the absolute boss. So here, if it breaks down, because you have to keep in mind it could break down as well, because Bitcoin could be correcting further, right? We just never know. So we can definitely have to expect one of these types of possibilities. So don't ever discount that for a moment, right? Just trying to draw it here. So just make sure you guys are aware of that possibility. Don't ever think that because it's a continuation pattern. So if this were a continuation pattern, we're basically looking at one like that, and this is now wave 2 right in here. And this whole green structure actually makes the waves 1 makes the waves 2 in an ABCDE type of symmetric triangle, which happens to work out very well. Now, if this actually holds true, and we end up getting a nice little uptrend, if you guys know what the target is going to be, oh gosh, you guys don't want to hear me say it. You guys don't want to hear me say it, do you? Okay, I'm going to say it. You guys got it out of me. I really didn't want to tell you, but I guess I will. If this actually ends up holding true, and keep in mind that Bitcoin and Litecoin are on, it's a completely different path right now, you can say, okay? Sure, they positively correlate, sometimes, but a lot of times they also don't. And Litecoin's got its own brain right now. It's really doing its own thing most of the time, actually. So guys, if this actually ends up playing out the way it is, right? Like, we could be talking about some really big numbers, guys. Like, we can be talking about almost all-time highs. Yeah, I'm not joking, guys. Okay, you guys know me. Okay, not all-time highs quite yet, but we could really be looking at, like, we're getting close, guys. I mean, if I were to, okay, let's see where this actually ended up retracing. I want to make sure it's right. I'm gonna take out the ABCDE. No, I don't want to take out that one right there. I want to take out this one right here. Okay, this one was about 181. I just want to make sure I do it right. 181 like that. we could easily be looking at this range up here, right? We have to acknowledge the fact that wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest, right? And then I always like to target around slightly below the 161.8 because I'm a very conservative trader. I mean, that's really possible, guys, that this could actually happen to be like this. I mean, think about it. You guys know your Elliott waves. You guys know your A, B, C, D, E type of correction patterns. Like, is that possible where it can just make... Ignore the timeline, okay? Always ignore the timeline with me because I do not do technical analysis with time analysis in it. I'm simply too bored to do it. That is the absolute truth, okay, guys? And it takes way too much time, and I'm a day trader, and it's not necessary for me as a day trader to do that. This one could most likely fall back into this region right there, okay? And then we could easily see a fifth wave up there. Now, I don't know when it can happen. Once again, I need to be very clear, so I'm going to stretch out this box, something like that. So make sure you guys are completely ignoring the time, all right? Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, so yeah. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I like to incorporate a lot of lessons into my videos as well, right? I'm not just here to talk about coins, guys. I'm not here to talk about calls. I'm here to teach you guys what I know, because you got to teach what you know. It's simple as that. My dad was a teacher, and I like to teach. Put it that way. When I was in college, right, I worked in like retail sales, like pretty much every college kid does, you know. So like way in my younger days, and I was a really bad salesman. Jeez, was I ever bad. I used to work for Sony, like the brand Sony, like Sony TVs and stuff. I worked for Sony of Canada, and I was in sales, right? And I was horrible. Like, I should have been fired at least 5 times. But the only reason I wasn't was because I was really good at the customer service part of explaining things and helping people, right? And I think that those sales skills or whatever helping skills, and I was like a tutor in university as well for like math and engineering stuff as well. And I guess this skills kind of translated over. So it's kind of like a combination of book smarts and being able to help and explain things to people as well. So this is kind of like my passion to show people what I know and to explain it in a fundamental way that everybody can understand, right? And hopefully, you know, hopefully over the next few months and years, crypto's going to get a lot bigger, and I can help more people down the road as well, because that's ultimately the goal. So now that we get a basic idea of these triangles, I want to talk to you guys about why this is actually considered bullish, okay? Think of it like this. Think of it like this, where we're just going to call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for simplicity, okay, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, we're not. I'm just kidding, guys. We're going to call it like this. 1, okay? Like that, okay? Let's just, you know what? Let's properly draw it, okay? People are going to say to me, Philicon, that's not the right way to draw it. Okay, 1, A, B, C, D, and E, right? Let's say this makes an A, B, C, D, E touch like that, right? What we're noticing every single time is that we're getting a series of a lower high, right? Or sorry, a higher low. What a higher low means is this is the lower points, and each time it's getting higher, right? Which means that the bears are actually losing control, because we're constantly touching points up there, right? And we're constantly touching the same points. It's basically taking a battering ram. And because the bulls are wanting to bash through here, we just keep thinking of it as a door. How many times can it keep knocking on this door or bashing on it with the battering ram before it eventually breaks out? Especially when we're getting a series of a lower or higher low. And here is the opposite. Here's the opposite, where you're getting a series of a lower high every time, okay? And then, but we're getting the same series of the lows over here, right? And now think of it as it pushing down. How many times can it actually keep pushing down before it breaks through? And eventually it does break through, right? It happens all the time. I'm just, OCD moment, OCD moment, OCD moment. Gotta delete all of it. Okay. Now, this one is a complicated one where we're getting constricting forces that are equal, right? They're not always this shape. They can be very, very weird shapes, but the general shape is that, where they're equal, like this, okay? So this ends up, who knows? This one, when it gets to the end, we don't really know where it's going to break. And that's the awesome part right here. But usually it's a continuation pattern, right? Oops, I don't know why I flipped that when I could have just done this right there. That made no sense at all. Okay, Philicon, maybe you need to get some sleep at 7 p.m. I'm just kidding, guys. It's actually 7 a.m., okay? When you work for yourself and you don't answer to anybody and you're your own boss, you can literally do what I'm doing right now, which is wearing very mismatched socks with holes in it, with unwashed hair. I washed my hair yesterday, okay, just so you guys know. So I'm not that dirty, not that filthy. No pun intended to my name. Get it? Filthy? Because my last name is T. So my first name is Philicon. That's my full name, if you guys don't know. But, of course, some people called me Phil growing up, and my last name was T. I'm just going to write it out for you guys right now, okay? Phil T, right? So people called me Phil T. Do you guys get it? Do you guys get it? Filthy? Yeah, sometimes when I'm really bored, I just decide to make YouTube technical analysis videos and just joke around by myself for fun, and I pretend that people are listening, but nobody's really listening at all. I'm just kidding, guys. That's just my fake laugh. If you guys don't know, it's my very joking laugh. Okay, I actually posted this chart as well there on Steemit, so you guys can go check it out there. Now that we have our extension, like if this right here, guys, once again was wave 1 and this whole structure was wave 2, and we take this low position right here around 181 there, we can easily see that it could very well likely reach one of these targets, guys. Like I'm just going to draw out a basic Elliott wave for you, just from my personal experience and how it could possibly be. I mean, we could easily be talking about something like that, right? It might not be this exact slope. Keep in mind that I don't ever guess time, right? I don't do time analysis because I'm a day trader, okay? So you guys need to always remember that. I don't do time analysis. I never will. I'm a day trader. I focus specifically on the current day, and I don't add time into my day-to-day routine. So please, please always remember that. So, you know, we could be looking at one of these ranges right there, right? It could be further, who knows? It could be like way down the line, like, you know, like way further down. I'm just giving you guys like a rough estimate, right? But I do believe that Litecoin could become very bullish in even March, okay? I mean, we've corrected a very, very reasonable level already. If you guys take a look here, we've corrected about almost to the 0.5 fib level right here, okay? So this is kind of where I stand right now, guys. I believe that something is going to happen very soon, and you guys need to, oh, we didn't even go over the most important thing, guys. Okay, I'm going to copy this chart to give you guys my long-term analysis of where Bitcoin could possibly go if it does break out. This is the bullish scenario, which I'll label on here so everybody can see as well, okay? This is the bullish scenario in here. Bullish scenario, where the symmetric triangle breaks up, then we start impulse wave 3, which is very, very rational to say, right? With this specific target right there. Now I'm just gonna pause the video to put this chart up for you guys. And then other than that, guys, hope you guys have a fantastic morning. I think I'm gonna call it a day now. I've been banging out these TAs. I've taken a lot of trades myself. I actually haven't lost a trade yet today. I'm up like I'm up 4 trades, I believe. Just one short on Bitcoin, 2 long on Bitcoin, and 1 short on EOS actually, and on NEO, and it worked out pretty well. Can't complain today, right? I just want to get as much technical analysis out as possible, because I think that crypto's booming this year, guys. Crypto's booming this year, and I want to help out all these newer people that are getting into the game. Like, that's my goal. I don't want to shill, as you guys know, in any way. Like, I will never ever be caught dead shilling, guys. Like, Yeah, if you guys ever see me shill a coin where I'm like, oh, check out today's technical analysis is going to be on this really crap piece of crap coin that has a $2 million market cap. If you guys ever see me do something like that, just call me out on it, okay? Like, it's pretty easy to tell like what my goals are, and I just want to help you guys out in the community. And yeah, other than that, guys, I love you guys. I seriously love you guys so much. You know, you guys are my day. I love reading the comments on YouTube. I love talking to you guys on Twitter, and I love making my little ridiculous jokes. And I've been starting a few wars, you know, on Twitter, right? If you guys have noticed, like calling out Superman. Like my favorite joke today about Superman, if you guys don't know who he is on YouTube, it was that I was really inspired by the movie Inception, right? And I'm now going to incorporate a lot of different layers and levels into everything that I do, because I was inspired by Inception. So I wrote about Superman. Just of course I'm gonna pick on him as well. It wouldn't be me if I didn't, you know? I wrote to him that I'm going to create a Udemy course that sells a Udemy course that sells a Udemy course that sells a Udemy course to find out which ICO is going to be my pick. So I'm gonna say that again, okay? Think about the movie Inception, where there are a lot of different levels, and what Superman did. I'm going to sell a Udemy course that sells a Udemy course that sells a Udemy course that sells a Udemy course to find out which ICO pick it is. Why only sell like 2 ICO courses to find out which ICO it is when you can sell 4 of them? Hey-o! Okay, guys, have yourselves a great morning. Please make sure you always stay cautious, guys, and we're not even anywhere close to a trade setup yet for Litecoin, and I will keep you guys up to date when the time gets a little bit closer. So have yourselves a great morning, baby whales. Love you all. Bye now. There you guys go. She got to say hi to you guys. So let's talk about the support zone one more time before we move on, all right? So the support zone is between 182 and 185, and the next one is about 196 and 201. Now, it could very well break down if Bitcoin decides to correct a lot further, right? So we always have to keep these kind of things in mind. Luna, say hi to everybody. Come on. Oh, oh! Say hi to everybody. Oh, oh! Yeah, say hi to all the viewers. You haven't said hi in a long time. Oh, oh!